Well, now I'm going to, still talking about products and marketing, I'm going to talk about something called, from Harvard Business Review. And Harvard, when you hear Harvard, it's just like, oh, your brain melts and you think, do I have to slug through Harvard? It's not bad. I mean, it sounds a little bad, but I'll translate for everybody. It's really quite interesting. He just says that there is a new guy in the movement, in the marketing movement, called Steve Blank, who's a serial entrepreneur. That sounds kind of scary. Who now teaches at Stanford and the University of California at Berkeley. And basically, he has this notion of the minimal viable product, saying that you don't have to produce a top quality product. You can just produce a so-so product. Get it out in the market, get people interested in it, and get feedback, and then you can create the top quality product from the feedback. But of course, there are some problems with that, and I would not recommend doing that. That goes against my grain, because I think that, we know how frustrating it's been for us in the past with, Microsoft floating out some of those tools that were never quite right. The new Windows, there's always bugs in it. No, get it right before you give it to us and annoy the crud out of us. And it's kind of the same way with this. I think that you could end up creating a lot of bad karma, a lot of bad feelings about your product if you release something substandard because you want to create something better down the road and you're too lazy to pull together a marketing group that will actually tell you what to do and do it right the first time. And this is Dr. Drake. I'm joined by Ben Taylor. And you can feel free to call us at 1-866-826-1340, TAN Talk. And we are talking about something called minimum viable product, which sounds so boring, but what it comes down to is the idea that you should go ahead and put out something that's only half-baked in the hopes that everybody else out there will help you get it to where it should be. He says that he does not agree with the idea of the minimal viable product unless you have the right expertise on your team, so you really know what you're doing, that you are definitely thinking beyond the immediate product to what the final product should look like, and that you certainly listen to everybody who is using the minimum viable product. In other words, if you release something and it's half-baked, you better get it right pretty quickly or people are going to get sick of it awfully fast.
Well, it might not be the idea that you wanted to actually sell it for, but there might be something already genius in there. So I definitely see a benefit of going to market with it versus
right. And you brought up something
around.
Interesting when we were off air. You brought up Google, and I think that's a good point because Microsoft I think sucks at it, but I think part of it, as we were talking, I had said I think part of it is that with Microsoft they release it and say, here you go. This is it. This is the product. And then everybody complains about it. But with Google, they put it out and say trial stage. You always see, for how long did we see Gmail beta testing? And that was for years. You see beta. They're like, hey, we're just trying this out. It makes you feel a little bit better. So maybe some of it's just positioning.
That is very interesting. Yeah, because when you were talking about that, I kind of was saying that something about Google about, not every product they put out there is good. But that's a better point that they put out products in there and they're telling you we are testing this, we are trying to grow it. They're definitely going to have failures, but they continually pump money into places that need it, and they keep getting better, and they keep improving. So
yeah, that's overall, they grow by Google.
Yeah, they do well.